こんにちは、こんばんは、ベベです。
This is it, Chief. End of the line. If I'm right, Eleanor's mama's using Adam to force all Rapture's minds and memories into the poor girl. Lamb reckons it'll make that child a saint. Now, Eleanor's in a deep, dark place beneath Fontaine headquarters, and to keep you alive, we need to sneak in and find her.
随分と本質情報をご存知ですね。あ、シンクレアは最初から怪しいけどね。それにしても、ここがフォンテイン未来技術社か。
This facility belongs to the city now, to Ryan Industries, at least until the rioting subsides. While it is unfortunate that such measures had to be taken, I must admit, it is gratifying to see this building condemned. Fontaine is gone, Lamb is gone, or close enough. I am alone at last, alone with my city.
相変わらず寂しんぼだなライアンは。愛などいらぬのサウザーみたいな感じある。ライアン、悲しい男よ。エレノアからの贈り物だ。研究用のトニックか。今回はトニックたくさんあるけど、あんまりパッとしないというか、そんなにすごいとはならないよね。
October 9th, 1967. Hello. My name is Gilbert Alexander, and by the time you hear this, I will be clinically insane. I am recording these diaries in advance as a last-ditch effort to assist anyone I might threaten in dealing with me. My next message awaits you beyond the security checkpoint. The bioscan will ensure that you're sane enough to need it.
ダディやシスターを作った割に理性的なやつだな。
Gil Alexander. As I recall, he was involved in Big Daddy development from the beginning. Likely had something to do with you and Eleanor, son.
全部知ってるんでは。そしてこの次あたりでまたクラッシュ祭りに会いまして。あのわめいてるのが理性的でなくなったギルバート。そのギルバートとの悶着が録画できてないんですが、要するにあいつを黙らせようということをしています。
I'm very disappointed in you, Delta. Destruction of a Fontaine asset is punishable by summary dismissal. Shall I simplify that for you? Fired! Fired! Fired!
ドナルド、トランプかな。
I know what you're up to. You're after my job, aren't you? With your background? Ha! Do you know what class of person we chose for the Alpha series? Criminals, Delta. You'll be laughed out of the boardroom, out of the city!
アルファじゃないんで僕。
I think you're onto something, kid. Some kind of pirate relay doohickey keeping security under his spell. Find the rest of those and vandalize them directly.
合間にもちろんのレスキュータイム、なでなでタイム、デルタもなんで直せるんだろうなとかは考えないでおきます。続いてはプラスミドショールームにある中継機を壊しに行きます。劇場の舞台にまで来たわけですが。
Adam Delta. One little jab in the arm, and even a hopeless underperformer can be Employee of the Month. Or you should know. Look around. Is any of this familiar?
確かに素晴らしいよね。 そしてここはバグで字幕が一瞬しか出ないのでお手製で字幕をつけておきます。
Out of our domestic plasmid line on you right here. Well, let's see if you're staying competitive. Step on up and take the spotlight.
嫌な感じしないスポットライト。
Ladies and gentlemen, Fontaine Futuristics invites you to shed your skepticism, evolve your expectations, and dissolve your doubt as we unveil the revolutionary power of our home defense plasmid series. May I have a volunteer from the audience? Come now, don't be shy. How about you, sir? No, he's positively rigid.
いや、動きますよ。
Yuma, at the back. Oh, come on down. Let's give it a hand, folks.
げ、本当に動きじゃんかあいつ。フーディーにいちゃうか。なってやるしかないようですね。なんでマシンガンを使わないかというと、やっぱりマシンガンを使った方がクラッシュ率が高いんですよね。アンチパーソネルとか使いたいんですけど、残念ながら地味な使いプレイです。
A round of applause, please, for Subject Delta and the power of plasmids.
終わってなさそうだね。アルファシリーズちゃんが来るかな。まだゴリゴリゴリゴリ。アリリーンプラスミドリラーも回収してるけど勇気がない。
Still a winner, Delta. The tour was never the same without you. And to think you were so spliced you couldn't stand when we stuffed you into that getup. The Fontaine family retirement plan suits you to a T, my boy.
どういうこっちゃ。アルファシリーズとシスターの関係性はちょっと違うのかな。
Our hope was to bond a little sister to a single protector, so she had to be expendable in case of error. As we were fabricating a father bond, we couldn't really afford to have the girl's parents asking around. So, Fontaine's orphanages provided, and the procedure was an unprecedented success. If I had only known who the child was, Eleanor, I'm so sorry.
いやそこでそんなミスっていうかうっかりしちゃうかね。そしてやってきましたフォンテインの部屋。中継機をぶっ壊しまして謎のスイッチがあったので押したらどんどこしょ。
Every time Ryan turns up the heat, I know I'm a little bit closer to beating him at his own game. But now the game's changing. Ryan's boys are coming in heavy, looking to knock down my door and take what's mine. Like this is the first time I had to dodge a bullet. They're coming to my house, expecting a show, but they're gonna get a disappearing act. Say goodbye to Fontaine, and hello to Atlas.
偽物のフォンテインでも用意したのかな。
Each new tyrant ventured here in search of conquest, Delta. Fontaine, Ryan, and now you. But every aspiring Caesar must learn to fear the knives of his fellows. Ask yourself, what does Sinclair stand to gain in guiding you here?
支配する気はないけどな。シンクレアはそりゃ怪しいよね。毒々しいプラスミドがとりあえず触ってみちゃうよね。テレポートか。どっか行っちゃった。あった。またどっか行っちゃった。
Anyone everyone in the plasmid business ultimately requires the use of human test subjects. It's our dirty little secret. And to be frank, Rapture doesn't really want to know, provided the end product is sound. Volunteers were scarce, even as the economy buckled. A man named Sinclair approached us with a seemingly limitless supply. He rented them to us, bound and sedated. No questions asked.
シンクレアは人身売買もやってんのか。
Well, that little infraction just earned you another slap on the nose, boy!
どういう理屈でスプライサーを呼んでるのかしら。見つけられるのが楽しい。
Insubordination! Severance package cancelled. Benefits rescinded. I...
ようやく黙ってくれたみたいだわ。テレポートちゃん見っけた。今度はそこか。追いかけっこだなこれ。おっとおっと、これはどうした。ああ、自分もテレポートした。
What are you?
またテレポート。次々テレポートでまるでエスパーマミ。ここはどこだろうか。仰々しく置いてあるのはこんなトニック。いやありがたいけど、これもしかしてサンダー公園のかな。こういうのがあったような。眩しい。玄関口に戻ってきたようだ。さて目的だったのがここを開けること。
Agnes Day.
Hello again. I must assume by now that you're willing to help end my life. In exchange, I have prepared a friendly security escort for you. Now, there's a switch in here which will allow you access to the real laboratories where what's left of me awaits you. Please, use it.
随分と覚悟を決めてらっしゃるようだね。ポチッとな。どこかが開いたようだ。敵を蹴散らして進みますか。
I was to be Sophia Lamb's greatest achievement, a living composite of all Rapture's genius in the body of a single man, unfettered by self-interest. Now, I am nothing more to her than a failed experiment. My scores on tests of intelligence and moral reasoning are still noteworthy, but declining sharply. She has abandoned me, and I do not have long before psychosis takes me.
なんか悲しいのかな。
As I recall from my time doing business with the owners, that oxyfill station out there is just a front for a kinda hidden passage leading down below. If Lamb's hiding Eleanor from you, that's where she'll be.
この補給タンクの脇に隠し通路があるようだけど、そこに入るためにはアレクサンダーの慣れ果てをどうにかしないといけないっぽい。なんだかとっても暗いのですが。
I'm afraid the lights in here sting my eyes terribly now. Until you arrive to deal with me, they will remain off. Please, locate the breakers and flip them, and then return here to restore power.
なんて準備が周到なことか。
Sophia believes the perfect human altruist is just a formula, waiting on us to solve for X. Intelligence and consciousness are not the same, she argued. Awareness of self naturally becomes obsession with it. So, If we could suppress my sense of self, but imbue me with the cognitive capacity to serve the common welfare, we could thereby generate the first utopian. And then, Sophia said, at long last, utopia would follow.
アンフォーオールだけみたいなことかな。
Dr. Alexander has agreed to accept both measures of the new utopian project. He will become a kind of genetic chimera, host to all the minds of Rapture, accessing their talents and memories via the Adam we have gathered. And deriving in part from Project WYK, I have developed a new set of behavioral constraints. Dr. Alexander will live to promote the common good. His love and loyalty shall be spread evenly across the entire human race. For me, that is discipline at great personal cost. For him, at last, it will be instinct.
やっぱ人類補完計画味もあるね。
Sophia and I knew that to create the first true utopian would come at a high cost, my friend. We needed someone to be host to all that Adam, Rapture's finest minds, a willing subject, that is to say, myself.
エヴァーかな。
Whatever you may have seen inside the tank, that was indeed me. I fear the fate of Eleanor Lamb will be less physical, but no less grotesque. This tank for deep-sea life is the ideal way to dispose of me. But first, you must retrieve enough Adam-infused plant life to lure me out. The slugs feed on the stuff, and it's all I seem to want now. I have left a sample here, so you know what to look for.
You want to be top man? You want to sit in the big chair? Well, come and take it.
あらあらあら、ミスタードリラーが卑劣な手を使って倒します。カチコチは強い。はっきりわかんだね。
Well, listen, son, those override keys you've been hunting are genetically encoded. And to get to Eleanor, you're gonna need one from Alex the Great in there. First things first, we gotta pin him down. Find those plants he mentioned, and lure him back out.
なんでそうなのかは謎だけど、頑張りますか。
Well, that's the end of the Alpha series. The pair bond simply worked too well. That madwoman Tannenbaum bit the company hand, turning some of the bonded sisters human again. Others were lost to splices. Either way, the trauma proved too much for the bonded protectors, resulting in unreasoning rage or coma. We can harness their suicidal aggression as foot soldiers, but no more, I'm afraid. Today I saw one kneeling near a gatherer's garden and crying.
ダディの愛をなめちゃいかん。エイがムスキにたまらないキノコみたいのを集め終わったので、とりあえず戻りますか。
We can't have you running around the laboratories in your condition.
こら困ったね。閉じ込めらちゃったかな。そっち行くと閉まりそう。やっぱり閉じ込められたのに敵が一体どこから来るのか。そのような気持ちを脇にお掃除タイムを頑張ります。この白い収集したのは何だろう。綺麗になりました。
Poor things. What a life. Marching around, playing daddy, until some splicer manages to kill off their sister. And then if the coma doesn't take them, they turn maniac. Nothing left to do but scream. No offense intended, son. We better get you to Eleanor on the double.
Your body begins to tear itself apart. The compulsion to find Eleanor will drive you to madness or coma. You have no claim on her. Your design was among Rapture's greatest sins. And yet, you persist. Why?
愛ではなく愛だよ。掃除をして抱っこ抱っこ。 そしてあっという間になでなでタイム。さらにこの後また抱っこしてきれいしたんですが、これまたたくさん落ちまくりまして、レスキューしたところまで一気に飛びます。そしてすっかり忘れてたビッグシスターさんがお見えになります。そしてタイミング悪いことにアルファシリーズさんもお見えになりまして、しかもドリル燃料がないという、とりあえず催眠なんかも使い、なんとか大姉様と大兄様にはお念ねしてもらいます。
Visited Eve's garden today. It ended poorly. My seed, sold to the enemy. The motive of the whore as yet eludes me. But Atlas approaches. And come what may, I will not be made a slave. I wonder, in recording, do I confess? Just now, Sinclair saw me in the corridor, perhaps reading my face. The bastard looked me right in the eye and suggested I make an appointment with Dr. Lamb.
弱りすぎだな、ライアン。そしてようやく最後のアダムプラント。
All right, sport. Time to feed the fish. Head on back to Alexander's tank and put those plants in.
やっぱり同じだね。しかしアイスストームの前には強くなる。
Poor Gilbert. It was his will to die, Delta. To serve the majority by protecting them from his lunacy. Your entire journey here is based on your refusal to do the same. Will you grant his request, knowing that he served the family?
Rebirth, huh? Sure, you live forever, but minus your body. I like my body, kid. I don't feature the idea of my memories and personality being stored in the head of some saintly child, like just one more dusty old book in the library.
急に良いこと言うね、シンクレア。
Deep Sea Life Catchment System online.
Notice to all employees. Subject Delta is hereby dismissed. Escort him from the premises!
しぶとい。というか社畜。
How dare you try to buy me out with this bribe? It's this sublime. God damn you, Delta!
Perfect, son. You reeled him in. Now, use that console there to take a gene sample. It should print up a genetic key automatically.
よく見えないけど、あのでかい瓶の中に慣れ果ててたった子がいるみたい。またしても遺伝子キー。ポチッとな。なんかウィーンと出てきたな。もうできたみたいですね。
You got the key to Lamb's hideout, sport. Eleanor's down there. Now just head out to the oxyfill station and use it.
It is done. The sample disposal button on the panel in front of you will administer a massive jolt of electricity to the tank. More than enough to kill me. Whatever I may say to dissuade you, do not listen. The man whose voice you hear now is long gone. As my mind fades, I find my thoughts turn to the suffering that Eleanor will be made to endure, and I am overcome with pity. But I can only offer my feeble prayers. Perhaps after my death, you can do more. Now, please, I ask you to grant me peace. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
You don't have to kill me, Delta. I'm sorry. Oh, please. I will go outside. I will live outside.
外には出さないけど、楽にしてやるのもな。ということで、アレクサンダーには情けをかけまして。
This is the Oxyphil station, Chief. But don't be fooled by the facade. This is the way in. Use that key now.
これは完全に秘密基地。いよいよ来るところまで来たのかな。秘密のエレベーターですって奥さん。
Eleanor's condition may be a blessing in disguise. Early splicing tests indicate 0 genetic damage due to her condition as a little sister. It appears that she is our new vessel. This will be no mere personality schism, though. Rapture's genius will be held within her DNA, able to shift into desired patterns at will. A utopian cannot be confined to a single throw of the genetic dice. When needed, she is a composer, a dancer, an engineer. She truly will be the people's daughter.
よく考えたらこれ結構リアルタイム録音だな。といったところで今回はここまでにします。恐縮だがチャンネル登録をお願いします。